You're all right, mate. What are you doing down there? Anyway, me and George have just come up onto Dartmoor. A little bit of a last minute thing. Apologies that I haven't seen you for a long time. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. But we're up on Dartmoor. We're up on the North Moor, up near Oakhampton. Just walking around up here. We're going to do a bit of a wild camp tonight, find somewhere to stay. Why don't you get yourself your rucksack and your sleeping bag and your tent and all that lot. Come and join us. Do you know where you're going, George?
I'm following you.
Right, mate. We're going to go and try and find a tour that me, Stu and Pat went to just before Christmas last year. Now, you all know what my memory's like. It's pretty shocking. And I asked Stu for some directions and he gave them to me on a map. And my map reading skills are pretty poor. So me and George are now going to go and make an effort and try and find out the direction to this tour that I can't really remember what the tour's called. Wish us luck. I tell you what, mate, it's September the 9th and me and George have decided to come up on Dartmoor on the hottest day of the year. It is currently 31 degrees on Dartmoor, and we're 10 minutes in and I haven't got a freaking clue where I come with Stu last time. We're just walking now in some sort of direction. I can remember Stu saying that you follow the wall around. Well, there's the wall and I've just ended up down there. So it's going to be interesting to see where we end up to tonight. George is currently down that way on his phone trying to work out where we're going. But I think it's going to be a case that I'm going to ring up Stu and find out where we're going. Yeah, I think I might do one of these orienteering courses, to be honest with you. It's all right in the summer, do you know what I mean? But in the middle of the winter, when it's thick fog, you could be in the shit. Been fun, George?
Lovely. Oh, sweaty.
My boys. Yeah. Proper day, innit? Yeah. You alright? Oh, so you're a girl. I apologise. Apologise. Have a nice day. Right, mate, we're up on the tour tonight. I've brought a tent with me that I haven't used before. Well, I have used it before, but I've not showed you it before, so I'm going to come to that in a minute. George is set up just over there. It's quite a relatively light camp tonight because it was a bit of a sudden camp, to be honest with you. Me and George were considering going and doing a coastal footpath walk, but George has got to be back early in the morning, so we decided to come up on the North Tor up by Oakhampton. I will try and find out the name for this tour in a minute, but that's not important. I brought my Aether 70 Osprey bag, and this rucksack is a beast, and I don't know how I manage it. I really don't, because I've not got anything in here. All I've basically got in here is my big beast pillow. Yeah, admittedly, I like a nice big pillow. So I've got my pillow, I've got a little food bag and my electronics bag, that's all in there. I've got my cook set in there, pot noodle for tea tonight, and my sleeping bag and my roll mat, which I can't currently get out at the moment. A couple of cans of beer, and that's it, to be honest with you. It looks like it's full, but it's not actually full. But I am in the lookout for a smaller rucksack. I haven't made up my mind yet, but yeah, it's a cracking evening here. It's like 30 degrees. Both me and George are sweating our asses off. It's hotter than the devil's armpit up here on Dartmoor at the moment. But I want to quickly show you in a minute what tent I've brought. It's a tent that I haven't used in a long time. When I say I haven't used it in a long time, I haven't used it for about 3 months. I'm going to show you around it. I have gone overkill on it. I have gone overkill on it. I am probably going to be sweating my backside off on it tonight. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring up a different tent to show you. I've got a few tents at home, and I always use I was going to use the Cloud Peak, Nature Hike Cloud Peak, but I just don't want to be using the same stuff every time. So I thought I'd get the this other tent here, give it a bit of a run out, and I'll show you it. All right, let's get up and show you. So the tent that I've decided to bring out this evening is the Hillenberg Nallo 2, and I haven't showed you this one before. It is a relatively new tent that I've got. I picked it up second hand. I think online they're about £1,200, which I think is absolutely crazy money. Is it worth it? Well, probably if you're camping in Norway and Sweden and all those sort of places, yes, 100%. But I think it's probably a bit of overkill here for the UK. But I got it, like I say, second hand, and I got it relatively cheap. So it suits me fine. Here we are, look. It is a tunnel tent. And I'm not going to give it a full review because I'm not the sort of person that gives full reviews, because quite simply, I just forget everything. So I'm not going to give you all the spec on it. But I quite like it in the sense that you've got a vent here on the back. And the vent's going to be open up here tonight. And I do quite like tunnel tents because they're just relatively easy to put up. There you are. So I am probably going to be sweating my ass off in this tent tonight, but I just wanted to bring it out and show you this tent. It's something that I don't use that often. It's relatively new, and you've got to change your stuff around, haven't you? Now George has brought out his Fox 2. Now this tent was my first ever tent, and it is a cracking tent. You go from one extreme to another. I think when I bought this tent originally, it was like £60. They're now like £100. They're, you know, £120, probably more than that. But they are a cracking little tent. And to be honest with you, I quite miss the little bugger, to be honest with you. You quite like him, George, don't you?
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's quite spacious. George has been in some winds with it. It's quite aerodynamic. It's really good. And when you think of the price difference between that one and the Nallo 2, there's a considerably amount of difference. It's ridiculous. But they're both used for two totally things. Two totally different things. I promise I haven't been drinking. But, you know, only time will tell. I mean, that tent there is built for life. That will last me 20 years. That one there may, if it's not looked after properly, may not last 10 years. But hey, it's a cracking little tent. So I was sad to see that one go, to be honest with you. And this one, like I say, is going to be now my 4 seasons winter tent. And I'm going to use my Cloud Peak 2. And I'm thinking about getting a lantern. They're great little tents. Lots of people are using them. And yeah, but we're pitched on top of this tor here, which I think is called Shelstone Tor or Shelstone Ledge. I'm not quite sure. I will put it in the link below, and you can look at it. Beautiful. You'll be able to see whereabouts we are. But I have been here before with Pat and Stu before Christmas, and you know, it is a really good little pitch. We really did enjoy it up here. So I thought it was quite close to the car, not that far away. And we're going to set all the stuff up now, sit down and have a beer and have a bit of a chinwag. So catch you in a bit. So just giving you a show where we are. Look at that, beautiful view. Beautiful view. And if I get down here on top of the rocks, we can look right down in the valley, look. In the valley. It is an absolute corker of a night here on Dartmoor. There's quite a few up here tonight, to be honest with you. If I just turn the camera around and show you. There we are down in the valley down there. There's 2 groups of people. There's a reservoir down in that direction. Is it Meldon Reservoir, I think? It is a really beautiful night. The temperature's dropped a little bit now, to be honest with you. It was about 30 degrees earlier on. Frickin' roasting. This is where we've pitched up. Nice little spot. It's Giano Vincenti, the Cornish porn star. Look at him, look.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, mate, innit? Yeah, beautiful. Cracking little spot we got here, bud, innit? So what do you think of these Fox 2s then, mate? Are you quite pleased with him?
Yeah, happy. Yeah, it's good.
Well worth the money, mate, isn't they? OEX. Let's have a look inside there. What sleeping bag are you? Is it? It's a Snug Pack, isn't it?
Snug Pack.
Snug Pack Elite 4. Yeah. I think. Cracking little sleeping bag.
Tonight,
it is going to be too hot for tonight, I think, mate, to be honest with you.
Use it as a blanket.
Yeah, got the old Trekology mat and Trekology pillow, which in all fairness is absolutely banging for this sort of weather, because those Trekology mats are really good, and the pillows are pretty good.
It keeps you off the ground.
It is. If we go into mine here a minute, I'll show you inside the old Hilly. And I have got the OEX 400 sleeping bag. I have got a Thermarest mushroom pillow, and I'm on a Thermarest pad. The Pro Light, I think it's about, I've talked about this before, I think it's about an R value of about 4, to be honest with you. But I am going to be roasting in this thing tonight. But I just wanted to bring it out and show you. And on top here is my new lamp. I've showed you that one before, an OEX lamp. It cost me about 20 quid, that one, but a cracking little lamp. And Hilleberg, are they worth the money? What I'm trying to get people to realise is that, you know, £1,200 is a lot to spend on a tent, isn't it, George?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to encourage people to buy stuff second hand.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way to do it.
Because, I mean, you know, go to people's houses, put the tent up, have a good look around, you know, and, you know, £500 I paid for that tent. And I think that's well worth £500 for anybody's money. That's gonna, that's gonna you know, last me all through the winter for many years, to be honest with you. And when you have a look at what's on the market for £500, you know, that is a cracking tent for 500 quid. And I'm always going to get my money back on it when I come to sell it, if I decided to sell it. So there we are, guys. There is our view for the night. So it is about 10 o'clock. The weather has been pretty good. There is thunderstorms coming in for about 12 o'clock, coming up from the south, from Europe. Me and George have been sat outside on the rocks watching the lightning coming across from France. It's been just flashing for about a good hour. And I've just looked on the weather app, and it's supposed to be coming in thunder and lightning for about 4 hours this evening, starting at 12 o'clock. So that'll be pretty cool, on top of a tour in a thunderstorm result. Just wanted to say, guys, it's been a while since that I've been on. I think the last check-in I'd done with you guys was the walk on Cheese Ring, I think it was, which was way about May sort of time. And I just wanted to say the reason why I haven't been on, it's just been quite simply, really, I've just been feeling a bit down and depressed, really, to be honest with you. The weather in the UK has been absolutely shocking. It's just like, since May, it's just pissed down for about 2 months. And it's a case of going to work, getting soaking wet, coming home, and just not really feeling like I wanted to do anything. And the whole purpose of this channel is recording what I do and coming on here and having fun wild camping. And it's not, I don't want it to feel like I have to come on here all of the time and record stuff all of the time. That's not what it's all about. And I've had people that have seen my videos. There's a guy called Jamie who said he likes what I do, so a big shout out to you, Jamie, and he likes what I do and told me to stick at it, and he wants to come out and do a camp with us. And there's a guy called Les who's on my post round, and he's seeing the stuff that I do and he really enjoys it. And it's just been nice to get some appreciation and some feedback from you guys, so I really appreciate that. But I don't want this channel to become a channel where I just feel that I have to go out and do a wild camp and record something. You know, when the stuff appears, it appears, if you know what I mean. And a few people have asked me to do some reviews, and I don't mind telling you a little bit about what I've bought and what I think of it, but I'm not that sort of person. The information doesn't like sink in with me, so I'm not one of these people that can buy a tent and study what the weight of it is and what I'm not that sort of person. It just goes in one ear and straight out the other. So I'm not really good at reviews. I will do a few things and reviews and tell you what I think, but it's not the channel where I'm going to be, you know, spitting facts at you and all that sort of stuff and giving you honest reviews. So I have got some things coming up now soon. There's a few camps that I want to do. Go up on with a few mates and stuff like that. Like George has come out with me tonight, and we've had a really good laugh and that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's been a good night. And there's a few things that I'm going to do. I want to do a coastal path walk. Me and George was going to do that today, but we chose not to. We chose to come here and do this instead. So there's lots and lots of things that I want to do, but summertime is normally a time for me where I'm really busy with the family. you know, we got a caravan down in Cornwall, so it's off doing family things. Now winter, autumn and winter's coming, I will be about a lot more, so there will be a lot more stuff being filmed. But I just wanted to say, guys, thank you very much for sticking by me and leaving the comments and all that sort of stuff, and you know, not leaving the channel in the droves. I am going to make an effort to get more stuff out, but it is kind of like going to be in my time, because I'm not one of these tubers that is going to be consistently putting stuff out, because it's just too stressful for me, to be honest with you, if you know what I mean. But it has been a great night so far. Like I said, I'm going to make myself a coffee, make me and George a coffee, and then we're probably going to stay up for a bit and see how this thunderstorm comes in. George just had a frog try to get in his tent. That was quite funny. Was it a frog or a toad, George?
Yeah, frog, I think.
Frog. What's the difference between a frog and a toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. So guys, yeah, we're going to have a coffee, and we'll be back. What?
That's sachet.
What?
Sachet of coffee.
It is a Nestle latte. Are you partial to a latte, George?
I love a latte.
Yeah? I did make George a cup of coffee, but he hasn't brought a cup. I'm like his own butler. But that mug is a Sea to Summit mug. Pretty cool little mugs, aren't they? They fold flat down into nothing. I guess you guys have all seen them before. But cracking night, man, isn't it?
Really? Fucking coffee.
Oh, look at it. I'll tell you what I am going to share with you guys, though. Look at this for a bivvy spot. How fantastic is that? Hey, you could quite happily sleep under there for the night, can you? Hey, I kind of didn't miss the summer bivvy camp this year, George. We've done the bivvy camp somewhere. Sorry for shining the light in your face. I do apologise, but yeah, me and George normally go and do the winter bivvy, but this summer they've done a summer bivvy this year, and I think the weather was kind of like worse than what the winter bivvy was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't great. We've had a rubbish summer.
We've had a rubbish summer. I've really had a really rubbish summer. I've just this minute booked a holiday to Antalya in Turkey, so I'm going out there in October. The weather's just been that shite in the UK. I just feel like I've got to get away and get a bit of vitamin D in me. Just get a bit down, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just feel like crap when it's just raining all of the time.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same?
You need a bit of summer, don't you? Because otherwise you have winter, and then winter again.
Yeah, but in all fairness, the last week's been all right. But I kind of feel that a week, we've sacrificed a week for our whole summer. I still feel a little bit like let down that the summer's been a bit shite. But there, anyway, thunderstorms on the way tonight. Look, I'm actually kind of looking forward to some thunderstorms now. Can't beat being on top of a hill. Thunder and lightning. You dirty bastard.
There's a lump of freezing stir.
Right, it is 11:30. George is tucked up in bed. It's time to go to sleep. I've shut the front doors. Wait and see if this thunderstorm arrives. If it does, I will wake up and film it. If it doesn't, I will see you all in the morning. Stay safe, stay classy. Morning, mate. Bit of a windy, rainy night, to be honest with you. Didn't hear any thunder. Just lots of wind and lots of rain, so a very unsettled night, to be honest with you. Didn't sleep great.
Woke up about 3, woke up about 5, woke up at 6, now it's about 7:30. As you can hear, it's raining, and I haven't looked at the weather forecast yet, but I think it's raining all the way through till about 9-10 o'clock. Well, that's what it said last night, so it's probably going to be putting the tent away in the wet. But I need to get up for a wee. Didn't bother getting up for sunrise this morning because I didn't think there was going to be one. So I'm going to get up, have a wee, have a look about, and just heard George rustling. So I think he's about. The Hilleberg for the night, the Nallo. Quite impressed. Again, good, solid, sturdy tent. No condensation in it whatsoever. I mean, lots and lots of people I've seen on YouTube keep going on about hilly tents and how they're not a tent for the UK because of the conditions that we get. You know, they're designed for Scandinavian countries where it's the harsher winters and stuff like that, and they suffer from condensation. Now, I've never slept in any of the other hilly tents. I can only speak through my experience in the Nallo, but I've never had no problems personally. I think if you put them up how they suggest, I mean, this being a tunnel tent, you've got a vent at the back there, leave the vent open up the vent on the inside on the mesh there, sleep underneath it, so all the condensation that you create goes out through that mesh. At the front of the tent here on the door, you've got the little dome bit. You're supposed to have that facing in towards the wind, so the wind goes through the tunnel. I think if you do that, then I don't think there's any problem with condensation in this tent whatsoever. The inner mesh and the outer tent, it's bone dry. The only wetness in the whole tent is on the outside where it's been raining. So I can only speak from my experience in this tent, and I was sleeping last night in about 20-22 degrees summer, and I was expecting to be roasting my ass off, and I woke up this morning, I slept well as well as what I did in tents. I always wake up every 2 or 3 hours, but I wasn't hot, I wasn't sweaty, there was no condensation. So for me, this is a true 4 seasons tent. You know, you can use it in all the 4 seasons, including summer. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. Do I really need to buy another tent? Do I really need a lantern? Don't really know. The only reason I think that I would buy another tent is because the lantern's a lot lighter to carry around. But if you're happy, if you're one of those, you're not a long distance trekker, you just basically park up on the moors and travel a mile down the road, do you mind carrying that extra little bit of weight for security that your tent's going to hold up should there be a sudden change in weather? I mean, last night we wasn't expecting the wind, we wasn't expecting the rain, and it held up. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this tent, to be honest with you. Cracking tent. Would I recommend Hilly so far? Yeah, I think I would. One thing I was going to ask, guys, is do you name your tents? I know it sounds crazy, but I want a name for this tent. So it's big, it's bulky, it's a lady. So what would you call this tent? Get in the comments below, and what should I call this tent? And the person that gives the name that I like, I'll send you out a little present. I don't know what it'll be, perhaps a little pillow of some description, or something that I don't use anymore. What should I call the tent? What's the name? Stupid, I know, but hey, shits and giggles, eh? Oh. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, beautiful, beautiful sunshine. Today, cloudy. Anyway, let's get on. Let's see if I can set some sort of like hyperlapse up for you, because the sun's trying to come out. Oh, just woke next door's dog up. Yep, it's trying to get up. The sun's trying to get out.
There we are, children of Earth. Another camp done. And the most important thing is, George?
Leave no trace.
Leave no trace. Clear up all your drink, your drugs, condoms, everything. And dispose of it in the nearest bin. Right. Right, Georgie, have you had a good little camp? It's been a good one, hasn't it?
Lovely, yeah.
Come here and speak to your daddy. Come here.
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it. He's a bit camera shy, guys. He's all right when he's doing the podcasts with me, which you can actually watch. You can listen to, not watch, the Mark Jeffrey podcast show. Go to www.mancave.com and listen to my podcasts. But we're just trekking back to the car now. It's been a great adventure that we've had. Thunderstorms, lightning, wind, rain. I suppose you've got to accept it, haven't you, George?
You have indeed.
This global boiling malarkey. I'm not no conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but we have had shit weather compared to the rest of Europe this year. And I'm going to leave it on that note. Oh, nearly fell over. So we're going a little bit of a hike back to the car, half an hour back to the car. And I think we're going to go and get a breakfast. I'm one of these kind of guys that brings coffee and all that shizzle for breakfast in the morning, but I never tend to have it because I'd rather go and have a fry up because I'm a fat gut. I didn't say that word. See you next Tuesday, because I would have got banned from YouTube and then you'd never have seen me again. Anyway, we're gonna, oh hello, there's a little sheepy there. Hold on, I'll just spin you. Brrr. They don't want to talk to me this morning. Anyway, see you back the car. God, it's a bit boggy, you. Oh, hell. I'm in the bog, mate. I'm going to stop doing these walkbacks now. It's too wet. It's too wet. One thing I have learnt about this weekend, is it's great now to have your very own cameraman. Thank you, George. You can bring the tripod now. Well, we're pretty much back to the car now. It's been an emotional weekend. Spent it with my buddy George. It's been a good one, and I just want to say thank you for coming along and joining us. I don't know why you bother turning up, to be honest with you, to watch an old fat knacker like me, but it's great that you could come along and join us, and feel free to get in the comments. Don't forget to name the Hilleberg tent. If you name the Hilleberg tent, the best one will get a little prize from me.
So get in the comments, what should I call my Hillenberg Nallo 2 tent? If you like what you saw, and why wouldn't you? Because admittedly, I might be getting old and fatter, but I'm getting a bit prettier. Isn't that right, George?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, if you like what you see and you're not already subscribed to the channel, please like and subscribe. Tell everybody about Marc Jeffrey Presents. And oh, don't forget, I'll put the link in the comments or the show notes, whatever it's called. If you did like it, buy me a beer, a 0% beer, because I'm a tight-fisted git and I can't afford to buy one myself. I'm scrounging from you already. Get on there, buy myself a beer, and it all contributes to the channel. It all helps me buy new gear and stuff like that. And I might, with the contributions paid, I might even buy George a milkshake on the way home. How do you fancy that?
Yeah.
Fancy a milkshake? Or a coffee? Or a McDonald's, I don't know what McDonald's breakfast, isn't it? What do they call a McMuffin? Do you fancy a McMuffin? Or a fry up? Anyway, like I say, thanks guys, it's been great. Thanks for tuning in, and see you on the next one. Chilly bye. Say bye, George.
Bye, George.
He's the ginger warrior. Love you.
Love you too.